Hello everyone, Nats with you. Today we're going to talk about Astra on Ascent. So that video is going to be a bit long, but I hope that's going to be helpful for every one of you. Here I try to talk about important aspects from that agent in defense, in attack, so I hope that's going to be helpful, and let's start watching. So let's start talking from default things. First of all, I'm gonna say that you have 4 orbs. If you're gonna take it back, as you can see, it's getting back. It takes 25 seconds. You have to remember that thing. Second and the first ability delay is 45 seconds, as you can see, and the same thing with the second ability. For smokes, it's 25 seconds if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so as you can see. So let's start talking about A side. Well, actually, one thing what I'm gonna say, first of all, because maybe I guess that's gonna be important. Astra is an agent that's not gonna work like Cypher and Viper, that you're gonna put everything and just wait until the opponent is gonna go towards your side. So you have to all the time hold the hold map, because if opponent's gonna rush B, you just I'll try to explain. Just an example, you're starting from A side or B side, doesn't matter. You have 2 orbs, I mean you have 4 orbs. You putting 2 for yourself as I doing that. Doesn't matter like this or like this. What's the plan you're gonna do? You're putting 1 orb towards B, so that smoke gonna help your mates to cross, to fight, anything, doesn't matter. And you have 1 orb extra in your hand, so 2 here and 1 towards B side. For example, if the opponent's rushing towards A side using smoke, pull, and somewhere you're putting the smoke, for example, and trying to play in that smoke. If opponent's pushing towards B side, you're doing insta reaction using smoke and pull. So that's what I mean. You have to keep holding 1 orb for reaction, because if you're gonna put everything like this, I guess you know what's gonna happen. If they're gonna rush A, or if they're gonna split A, you'll have only these 2 orbs. And that orb is just no point of that orb, so that's what I mean. You have to, on that agent, always try to hold the map control. What kind of ideas you have? You have a plan to fight for A main. You have a plan to stay close positions in A. You have a plan to stay from this spot, and this spot. You have a plan to stay from garden and A-link and heaven. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Taking A main control. So it's pretty easy. You're putting that orb, you're putting that orb also. You're just opening your smoke and using that if somebody gonna push you. So just pull, for example, or stun, doesn't matter. Pretty simple in A main, so pretty easy to fight. So about any other position from A side, usually Astra's putting that kind of orbs. So what's the point of that orbs? If you don't want to use your pull, you can put your second smoke towards side somewhere. That smoke is good, that smoke is good, doesn't matter. I saw that Mystic was putting that kind of smoke. He was playing heaven, he was opening that smoke, and he was playing somewhere here. So a lot of different smokes in the east side, but it all depends what you're gonna do. If you're gonna use your pull, you have to fight with opponents. You don't have to give them a chance to cross. If you're gonna use your smoke towards side somewhere, so you have to try to leave, try to pick here. After that, you're going under heaven, trying to do something else. So I guess you understand what I mean. Usually, if you are playing from side, you can save that orb from pull and use it towards side. If you're playing from this spot, from this spot, from this spot, and from heaven, I guess it would be better if you're gonna put your pull, because usually if you're playing from that spots, you have a... I might be on the heaven, not gonna work like this, but if you are playing from link or garden, you usually have a mate with you, so you can easily just use the smoke, use pull, and try to go out, try to take control, kill Jet or Omen, who try to TP and dash towards side. So, as for... and what I'm gonna say about that side. We have, like I said, 5 options what you can do here. Of course you can create even more, but that's a default. You have to remember, even if you are playing like a retake, if you have a pull, you can easily just go through that smoke and try to kill people who already crossed the side, because other ones gonna stay in pull here, and they're not gonna cross towards side. So that's what I mean. And you have to understand what you're gonna do. You have to get a plan. If on Cypher, just putting your cages traps and you're waiting for a good time with camera and wait and just saying, okay, I'm in camera, I'm good. Here you have to be careful because it's all about the timings. You have to press your smoke and press your pull in right timing, because if you're gonna waste them, that's gonna be unlucky and super bad for you in the late of the round. If people gonna run A, run B, run A, you know, a lot of fakes, triple fakes, something like this. So you have to keep in mind that you have to try to save maximum of your orbs. You don't have to waste them. Also, I will show you a pretty good wall for retake, as I think. If you're gonna put that kind of wall, I'll show you how many space you have. Just imagine, people doesn't have a chance to plant anywhere here, but you have a chance to stay everywhere. If you can play Gen. If people gonna cross, you're just killing here, doesn't matter. Or you can play from this spot, but you have to be careful because people can knife you. And the same you can use for retake. If you're retaking from heaven, you have to just fight only with people who is side. So you have to be careful. That spot, under heaven, and this spot. So that's all. B side, as for me, much harder right now, because on A side you have safe spots from where you can easily check the opponents, press abilities, and you'll have a great spots. On B, that's unlucky. Here actually we also have aggressive one, which is I don't like a lot. On A I like it more, but on B it's gonna look like you're gonna just... It's gonna be like this. You're just pressing smoke. If people gonna play, just pressing pull, but there is no option to play like this, and people usually don't play like this. If somebody gonna take control of B main, they usually just use the Kionate on doesn't matter any ability which is gonna zone people here, and they're gonna take control of it. So there is no option to use the smoke and pull here, but you can do it. You can take control of B main. So usually people use that orb, that two orbs, and they save one orb for A, and one orb extra for reaction. You have to remember that kind of thing. So what kind of plays you have here on B side? What kind of normal spots you have here? This one and this one I'm not gonna recommend, because we have a lot of jet players, we have a lot of sages here, and even if you're gonna sit here and sit here, jet usually dash. Yeah, but the only option of that spot, if you're gonna use your smoke and insta run to kill that jet. This spot I don't like because jet gonna spot you, and that's gonna be insta unlock. You can't even move from here because sage gonna kill you, or not sage, you anyway gonna unlock, you know. People gonna flash, need everything, jet gonna go through the smoke like this, just one tap, so unlock. So that's why I don't recommend that kind of spot. So what spots I recommend? You can play city.
Right there.
Jump spotting. If people going out, smoke, pull, be careful that arrow here. And you can just rush or go to lower, doesn't matter. You can play market. It's the same like A-Link. You just going with your mate, pull, smoke, pull, and trying to kill that jet who dashed alone. Lower is a bit hard to play because everybody knows that it's spammable and you could die easily. But if you're gonna play here, I would recommend to not jump spot. Just try to strafe. If you see somebody, just insta run. Press your abilities if you feel that it's gonna be rush. You can play from this spot. But that spot is for full contact. And that contact is gonna be hard because a lot of players start doing like this. Everybody pre-fire that spot, so that's why I don't like it. This spot and this spot is already people pre-fire, but that spot is pretty good because if you're gonna whiff, just doing like this, and pretty good, I guess. You can also jump spot from here, but you have to get some people in market or city, so who gonna help you? So what I'm gonna say, I don't see the option of on Ascent right now to play Astra passive. It's not a Cypher who can play backside, put traps, cages everywhere, using smoke, using pull, and trying to get contact of that. Also in the end, so that spot is good, that spot is good. That spot is good. Not bad, bad, and bad as for me. And jump spot if you want. So like I said, there is two default orbs, and what I'm saying in default, that's gonna work every time. If you're gonna press them in the right timing, doesn't matter if people what kind of pick is gonna be against you. If you play right, if you understand what kind of ult is playing against you, everything gonna be easy. So what kind of ultis are people using actually? This one is pretty good. I guess you understand what's the point of that ulti. People has to jump spot from here and you have a chance to... Oh, you're gonna destroy everybody who is jumping. So Opa headshot, Opa headshot. After that Opa white pick headshot. So pretty easy.
Well divided. My ult's ready.
Yeah, so what's the option for that? You have a chance to fight in two ways. So you can pick here, kill one, go this spot. You can try to kill here and try to get wait for the contact. People not gonna go through the wall here because you're gonna see them. And the only one thing that you have to be scared of the knife. So at the end of city side, I would say one more time that Astra is not like a Cypher and Viper. Here you can help easily your mates with abilities. Something happening on map, you instantly. I'm using ability here, I'm using ability here. So you can easily fight everywhere. Doesn't matter. You have smoke, you have pool, and that's super perfect. Every situation on Astra is gonna be different. And huge and important thing on Astra, you have to watch in Astral what's happening to your mate. If you see that people is already pushing him in backside, or you have to create the space for him, and you have to put that kind of warp, that's gonna help you if you're gonna stay on the place for your mate, I mean. So you have to help him somehow. So now let's start talking about T side. B side is pretty default orbs. So like this. If it's B rush, right? If it's A rush, we're using, yeah, that's for pull and stun. Smoke, right? That's a smoke for A side. That's a smoke. And that's a pull. So about taking mid control, I usually use that kind of orbs. Smoke here. Doesn't matter. Smoke like this. That's gonna be a fake one. And the orb here. So about middle. I guess everybody knows the point of that smoke and that orb and that orb. You're gonna just press the smokes. This one is gonna be helpful against operator. I guess everybody knows that operators likes to play here, doesn't matter jet or chamber. They usually try to take control of mid, right? So the point of that smoke, that smoke is creating space for you. You're using it as a fake. For example, you're pressing smoke here, using fake smoke here, and instant crossing. And your arrow or prowler gonna check that spot for you. And the operator gonna do nothing. The most important thing that I'm usually saying while I'm playing, you are a smoker. If you are only one smoker on team, you don't have to die. There is no option to go first. You have to wait until your duelist or people without any abilities gonna try to create a space for you, gonna try to find a kill. You don't have to go first. If you 5-5 situation, 4-4 situation, if you have abilities, you have to use abilities, and after that you can play whatever you want. So that's important thing, and you have to remember that. Doesn't matter Astra, Brim, Omen, Viper. If you have your abilities and you can use them, I mean smokes. You have to use them, and only after that you are a free person, you can do whatever you want. So that's what I mean about Astra in attack. Here, now I'll try to show some walls. Default wall, I guess, this one. Why am I putting it like this? You are leaving a bit gap here.
Right there.
To plant the spike. Opa, like this. Plus, I like to do that kind of setup sometimes in ranked game. You're putting the ulti like this. After that, you're saying to your mate that we're gonna go for that ulti with the flash, sky ulti, doesn't matter what kind of ulti. We're coming close to A main. After that, you're putting that orbs, flash, use abilities, and taking control of side. On B side, it's a bit harder. Usually, people use like this to close one side like this or like this, I will just recommend one wall for retake. I mean, when you're trying to keep holding B side. So you can try to put it like this. And you have to remember how many flashes your opponents has. If they have a lot of flashes, don't put that wall. That's gonna be super hard for you. Because they're gonna use a lot of flashes, yeah, but you have some space here to stay, but you also have to remember if you're putting that kind of wall, don't forget if you have somebody in B main, there is no option of that ulti. You can even put it like this, it should be better.
Well divided.
So that's gonna close everything, and you and your mates gonna take control of that spot. Also, the same thing on A side. Usually for post plant, Astra use that kind of wall. But you have to remember, if opponents has the flash, you don't have to stay like this. Or only you have to stay like this. Only one person have to hold it like this. If people gonna use flash, you just insta everybody who is staying anti-flash, they insta peeking and destroying everybody who is gonna try to go out. And yeah, if you have one extra orb at the end of the round, I mean for post plant, try to use it for pull. Everybody use it for pull. So you're just putting the orb, for example, spike here, you're just putting the orb like this. You have to imagine the circle where people could defuse. You're just putting the star like this.
Pulling them in.
Pull, and pretty easy. You have to react every time to what kind of orb you have to put. So I hope I explained everything correct. The only one thing that I am gonna recommend, first of all, don't forget about important thing that you don't have to dive first on attack. I would recommend to watch your radar a bit more, because you have to understand what's going on map. You have to understand where you have to put abilities for your mates, because that agent is full, like every smoker. You have to be with a team. Even if you're lurking, you have to do everything for your team to cross, because you are a smoker. That's gonna be the end of Astra guide. I don't even know what to talk more about that agent here. So thank you first of all for watching the video. I hope that was helpful. If you still have any questions, just write in the comments. I will try to answer them, or maybe I'll try to add that kind of questions in the future pro tips. So anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow my other socials. Plus, don't forget to leave a like here, leave a comment. Yeah, that's gonna be super helpful, because I'm trying to read every comments what are you writing. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and see you in next videos. Bye bye.